सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम श्री विश्वनाथाय नमः। ओम श्री शंकराचार्याय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरु शिवानंदाय नमः। जय शिव ओंकार, भज शिव ओंकार, ब्रह्म विष्णु सदा शिव, हर शिव महादेव। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्। ईशान सर्वविद्यानां ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपतिर्ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदाशिवों। त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। हरि ओम। ओम नमः शिवाय। 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 हरि ओम। शिवाय नमः। ओम शिवाय नमः। शिवाय नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय। शिवाय नमः। शिवाय नमः। शिव 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 शिवाय नमः। हर 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 नमः शिवाय। शिव 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 शिवाय नमः। शिव शिव शंकर हर हर शंकर जय जय शंकर नमामि शंकर। हर हर शंकर जय जय शंकर नमामि शंकर। सांब सदा शिव सांब सदा शिव सांब सदा शिव सांब शिवा। सांब सदा शिव सांब सदा शिव सांब सदा शिव सांब शिवा। ओम नमः शिवाय। 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 ओम नमः Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Hari Om. Shankar Bhagavan ki jai. Worshipful homage unto the Supreme Reality, the all-transcending Supreme Cosmic Spirit Divine, get absorbed back into the imponderable infinity of this Supreme Primal Spirit. And these universes that thus manifest vigorously exist and finally fade away back into its vastness. Are innumerable in number, but in its mind transcending infinity, in the vastness of its infinity. These millions and billions and trillions of universes coming into being, lasting for a while, and once again disappearing, getting absorbed back into the great being. Their presence is not even felt by the all-transcending divine consciousness. Such is its transcendence, such is its vastness. Such is its unimaginable, staggering infinitude. It is difficult to understand the implication by hearing this spoken through words that try to convey it. It is difficult to grasp its true implication. It is only by meditating upon it through continuous concentrated meditating upon it, one may be able to attain some little tangible inner idea. what that stupendous infinitude actually implies. But reflect, meditate, meditate. Some idea may dawn. That too will only be a provisional idea in accordance with the capacity of our human brain and the range of our human language and vocabulary. When we begin to get a little glimpse, little understanding. Within the ultimate range of human language, within the ultimate range of our ability to form ideas. A limited provisional grasp of it is possible by diligent effort. Otherwise, fundamentally, the finite cannot know the infinite. Non-eternal cannot know the eternal. The many cannot know the one. All knowledge is at once possible for the infinite, for the one without a second, the non-dual being. The infinite reality at once knows all things in its sum totality, in a single moment, because it is also eternal. Eternity encompasses everything that exists in a single moment of time. There is nothing that is not known to the Supreme Being. Therefore it is that those who have experienced that being have called it omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. All the great religions of the world that exist in the world at this moment, whatever the differences they may have about the concept of God, but in this namely that He is omnipresent, omnipotent and omniscient In this, all religions have the same to say. That Supreme Being in whose all-pervading presence we gather together at this early morning hour, the God of all religions, the Brahman of the Upanishads, the Bhagavan of the Bhaktas. In His invisible presence, we are gathered together in the spiritual fellowship of the early morning hour before Holy Master. It is a bestowal out of infinite compassion by that primal being to whom we offer our homage. Loving adorations to beloved and revered Holy Master Gurudev Swami Chidananda Maharaj. Who realizing the great distance that separated man bound in Maya separated man who has taken embodiment here due to the operation of the law of karma. And is completely under the domination of non-knowledge, nescience or ajnana. Jnana is knowledge. Ajnana is non-knowledge. A state of being without knowledge, a state of absence of knowledge. And seeing that this world is a world fully under the domination of Maya, and the vision of man is only directed towards the world around him. And difficult it is for man to raise his vision upward and behold supramundane realities. Knowing this, he made it his life's mission to try to bring the human race out of this state of ignorance, spiritual blindness, to wake them up, to shake them up, and to declare to them the way to their own highest welfare. Again and again, through numerous books, from numerous angles, he kept on doing this task of first bringing human being out of Maya, making the human being aware that he is in a state of non-seeing. You think you see, but you do not see. But what the scientist sees inside a laboratory, a layman, if he goes, he can see nothing, he can make out nothing of the things that are there. They make no meaning for him. He may be very knowledgeable in other subjects, business, commerce. But in the laboratory of a scientist, he is all at sea. Even the most shrewd and very clever beings, they have to be taken on a conducted tour inside a chemical laboratory, for example, or an electronic laboratory. Even though they see, they cannot see. That is the condition of man in this world. The passing, the finite, the temporary, the perishable. They see, all this they see very well. The support of all this, the unpassing, the eternal, the ground of all, the eternal ground of all, the imperishable, the infinite, the indestructible, that which is forever, that which supports the passing scene. Is something quite unknown and strange to them. That is the reality. And Holy Master made it his work to tell modern man that which is seen is an appearance only, the unseen is the real. Come, do not get lost in this temporary appearance. Lift up your eyes, lift up your gaze, and try to perceive the unseen. And when that perception is awakened, life really starts for an individual human being. And has been an act of great grace on the part of Holy Master. That he has opened our spiritual vision and made us see things that are not passing, that are not appearances, that are real, that are permanent, eternal. And he brought out an entire body of literature to try to expound every aspect of this process of arising from the unreal and ascending into the real, rising from darkness and ascending into the light. And thus liberating yourself from mortality and death and ascending into state of immortality, imperishable deathlessness, eternal existence. Swami Ramdas, in his own unique way, has been doing the same to his contemporary human surroundings during his lifetime. He did it in various ways. He brought into being a great big book containing guidance, admonitions and teachings for people in all walks of life. Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Shudras, Vaishyas, husbands, wives, children, teachers, rulers, subjects. People playing different professions. Human dharma. Ethics of man, and also the down-to-earth, pragmatic, practical life of man. It is his magnum opus. It is a big book. It is called Das Bodh. Awakening by the servant. Because his name was Ramadas. So he called that work Das Bodh. Bodh means that which awakens. Awakening by a servant. By Das, he means himself. Srimad Samarth Ramdas' composition, Das Bodh, is a considerable tome. It's a big volume. Giving advice and guidance and admonition as well. on human conduct in all its variegated fields of human activity. Human being in all its different capacities. A single man is a human being. He is the son of a father. He is a brother to a brother, brother to a sister, neighbor to a neighbor. He is subject to a ruler. He is a player of some profession. Professional etiquette he has to know. And if he marries, he is the husband of a wife. Then he becomes a parent of children. Then he becomes in-laws to in-laws. Thus, the various aspects in which he stands to human society around him goes on developing. He becomes a citizen of a society. He becomes a citizen of the world. For all these various capacities in which he has to function in this world, Swami Ramdas has to say something very, very important and fundamental through his Dasabodh. And for the individual, in his personal capacity, he gave this little admonition through Maharaj Shloka. And here, he made a special subject, the inner life, the spiritual life. Of the individual. In our portion for today, in the 3 verses of Maharaj Shloka, they are 90, 91 and 92. Swami Ramdas who has been all along telling us the benefits of keeping close to Sri Rama through his divine name. What are all its advantages? What are all its good results? Now in 90, verse 90, he takes another stance and says, "O man, beware. I have elaborated upon the benefits, the great good that will be the outcome of devotion to God and repetition of His name, diligent repetition of His name. But let me not forget to tell you that great harm will befall the man who forgets God. Great tribulation, great suffering will be his lot if he breaks away from contact with God, if he does not think of God, if he does not utter his divine name. Such a person on whose tongue the name is absent, such a person who forgets the Supreme Divine Being will go in for very great trouble. He will find himself in painful travail. Difficulties and tribulations will befall him. I caution you, tomorrow do not say that I did not make you aware that God's name is indispensable in your life. If you want to be free from suffering, therefore, O man, dire is the fate of the one who forgets the Divine Being and on whose tongue the name of Lord is not present. Therefore, I give you this word of caution. And those few who knew it, even though they were in society, they were indrawn, busily engaged in listening to the sweetness of Ram which was going within. Or listening to the inner sound that starts to be felt and heard when we advance in sadhana. And it is so absorbing that once the inner sounds are heard, the celestial music, the person is engaged only in listening to it. And he cannot tear himself away from this great joy. So people in society will say, this is an idler, useless man, does nothing, simply sits for hours together. But in simplicity he is enjoying nectar. There is the inner sound going on as a result of his long, diligent practice of Ram and prayer. So he is in a different dimension. His consciousness is in a different dimension. And he is absorbed in that inner experience. So they call him a useless fellow, a burden on society. Far from being a burden, he is a blessing to society. Such a sadhaka. Therefore, Samarth Swami Ramdas says in verse 90, take him as your example. With great reverence, constantly repeat the name of God. That is the one thing of essence. All the scriptures, Vedas, Shastras, Puranas, glorify Harinam. And the words of the great sage, Maharshi Vedavyasa, who compiled the Vedas, who wrote the Brahma Sutras, wrote the Mahabharata, he also has to say the same thing. The name is real, the name is supreme. O man, hasten and take to the name. Otherwise, if you do not have a name in your life, much suffering will befall you. You will have to experience and encounter a great deal of trials and tribulations and encounter great harm. A word of caution. And in verse 19:1 he says, come, do not delay anymore. And what I am asking you to do is simplicity itself. To take the name of Rama, you do not have to spend anything. You do not have to spend 1 cent, 1 naya paisa in Indian rupees. You have a tongue, it comes easy. You don't have to pay any cost. It is the easiest of the easy. It is the cheapest of the cheap. And it takes nothing at all for you to take it up. Therefore, when this great facility is there, why do not you avail yourself of this facility? You have to spend nothing, and at the same time you can greatly gain if you take to the name. Do that now. Repeat the name of God. And in verse 92, Swami Ramdas says, you may be overwhelmed with a burden of guilt, burden of sin, burden of your own unworthiness. Leave away all those considerations. If with great reverence the name is uttered, no matter what drawbacks, what negative qualities, what vices you may have, the moment you take up the repetition of the God's name in real earnest, all these vices and evil qualities and negative trends within your personality will be flung far away from you. They cannot stand before God's name. They will go away from human haunts and go into some distant forest, mountainous region and hide themselves in some cave, afraid of the impact of Rama. You have nothing to fear. It takes no time for Rama. The divine name is uttered with great reverence, and all blemishes and negative qualities go far away and hide in the distant mountain caves. Hearing the divine name, the Lord is pleased, and He comes to dwell ever by your side. He will never leave you. He becomes your companion. And the greatest example of this constant abidance of God in another being, the greatest example of this is Lord Shiva. Due to his devotion, due to the practice of the divine name, Lord Rama has enshrined himself forever in the heart of Lord Shiva. He steadily abides in the heart of Lord Shiva. because of Lord Shiva's determined sadhana of wanting to attain oneness with Lord Rama. And he did it through the name and through constant thought of Lord Rama. If you do it in your own way, within your own capacity, you will experience the same state. The Lord will come to abide steadily within you, and there will be no more any parting. Thus admonishes Sri Sant Samarth Ramdas through his Manache Shlok, of which we have considered verses 90, 91 and 92 for today. By the divine grace of the Supreme Being and the loving benedictions of Holy Master, to whom therefore we offer our hearts gratitude and thankfulness. And at the same time, I am thrice blessed that I am made the instrument or the channel through which to convey to you all these insights and teachings of Manache Shlok of Swami Ramdas, these early morning hours. Right from the very first sloka. Very first sloka of the Manache Shlok says, Prabhate mani Ram chintita java. O man, in the early dawn, come go along thinking of God, thinking of Rama. And chant his name loudly. Vaikhari, chant his name loudly. Rama 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 Rama. Rama 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 Rama. Shri Rama 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 Rama. Shri Rama 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 Rama. Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai For this privilege of Ram, we earnestly and sincerely thank the Supreme Being and the Holy Master. And I thank you all and express my gratitude to all of you here assembled in this sacred Samadhi hall for you have been the ones who have enabled me to offer this service of sharing with you the spiritual truths and admonitions and teachings of Samarth Ramdas, Guru of Shivaji, through his little book of verse, Manache Shlok. From this seat, during these mornings, and therefore I conclude by adding to my thanks and gratitude to the Supreme Being and to the Holy Master, by adding to that my deepest gratitude to all of you who are present here in this hall. For your presence, I am grateful and I thank you for your divine presence and your attentive hearing, and last but not least, for your very gracious accepting, receiving of that which has been shared from this seat in a spirit of service, a spirit of serving you all. For all these triple graces from you, your presence, your attention, and you are receiving, I offer my very, very special, grateful thanks. God bless us all. Thus, Hari Om.